Welcome back to another NQ review. This is for February 4th. This is actually February 5th. I'm going to review yesterday's yesterday's charts, and then I'll actually get into today's, since we kind of see a little bit of what's going on in the market. So let's just kind of talk about yesterday. The first thing we need to do is kind of move up in the time frames just to kind of understand where we're at on the daily. So the daily, we've had several days of just down. You can see that we hit this liquidity area here. That was pretty major. We've had several instances here where we've hit. So I could see this potentially, if we want to, it looks like we're doing it now, pushing down a little bit more. You can see to like 550, 24, 540 or so. Looks like there's a gap right here. We might try to fill this today. If you know anything about how I trade, I don't really trade gaps, but just with the amount of weakness that we've had, I could really tell or really see that potentially playing out today. So look for that potential gap on the day. But let's kind of review yesterday just really fast. So yesterday, if I kind of dive in intraday, again, we'll just kind of go through this to show what we talk about. Again, check out our Discord if you're interested in learning about technicals without needing indicators and you want to learn price action. We talk about psychology, and we talk about risk management. So there's the three things for a successful trader are technicals, psychological, and the risk piece of it. So let's kind of talk about the technicals right now in our intraday review. So yesterday we started off, I believe we started around here because in the pre-market, we really built up. It didn't really do much, right? We were just kind of waiting for the volume to come in when the markets opened. So I think that was around this time. Yeah. So this is 9:30. You can see we pushed down, really trying to find our way. We were, you could say this is a wedge. I did see it, but we were staying below this VWAP. So VWAP is actually the white dotted line. That's the VWAP. You can see we broke, we're retested here, and then pushed down. Now, I would actually be playing this on the 2-minute. I'm not going to switch now to the 2-minute right now, but you can see that this move. I would be a little leery here just because you have this liquidity area that we're kind of building, but we really kind of broke through that pretty quickly. By 11 o'clock, we were already out of that. And at this point, this is where I'm thinking, okay, since we kind of broke this area, we're kind of building resistance here. We're following this 9 to the downside. That's a really good entry, is on that 9. And the amount of volatility that we have right now, you can pick up 20 points easily. 20 points is a lot, right? I think yesterday, we had like 400 point move. So just a lot of volatility at the moment. Got to be careful with that. Make sure you're getting really good entries. You're not chasing, because you could chase and be right, but it could actually go against you. Let's just say 100 points before we then move back down, right? So that was a nice play. You can see here, you can see the flag here. Again, in our Discords, I really kind of dive into this more. I might release some sort of video at some point, really kind of getting into the nitty gritty of what we're seeing. But these structures are one of the main pieces of that we play on the market. So structure was definitely in place yesterday. And then we kind of bottom out at this liquidity area down here. And you can see that right here. I had a feeling, just kind of knowing how NQ works in the afternoon, a lot of times if we get just a straight shot down, that last 30 minutes or so, maybe hour, we try to push back up just a little bit. That's what we did, right? So we moved back up to this VWAP. I would say, around 50% of this move we pushed up to. Those are just things you see over time. And so that's kind of what we did. Let's talk about today. I'm going to make this quick and short. So we, much like yesterday in the aftermarket, we just really, and the pre-market, and again, we're still in the pre-market. It's 8:30 on the 5th, really just kind of consolidating, and then we just broke down. So what is this break that we saw? If I zoom out to the 30-minute, you can see that we created this cup. Actually, this is an M pattern. You can see it here. So there's a top. Let me remove this so you can see it. So M pattern is we come up, we can't go higher, we push down, we then try to come back up. And this is a classic one where we actually create a lower high. So we're up here. This time we can't get that high, showing signs of weakness, right? We're actually lower on this one. So at the point that we broke down here, this really creates the M, and this M pattern really would play out to about here. Now we're getting below that at the moment, so it does feel like we want to continue down. I do have a level down here, 657 we could get to. I mean, we're at close to 800. The market's wild right now. I did, just kind of thinking through psychological and risk. I'm actually done for the day. I don't need to touch the market anymore. Got a little bit this morning, and I can move on with my day, right? I don't need to stress my mind. There's a psychological piece of when our mind is always in trade mode, there's a lot of stress that's put on the mind. And so I'll talk about this more probably at another point in more detail, but it's not good for us, right? It actually affects in the long term how we trade. And so, but yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing today. Be careful, what I would say, if you are kind of trading today or anytime when we have big moves like this, you're going to want to look for these W patterns as a reversal. So let's just say we try to come up. If this rejects, comes back down and makes a higher low here, and then starts to push up, this could be a good sign of maybe trying to push back up off of this. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get that, but if we did, that's something you can kind of look for. These W patterns and M patterns, these structures are everywhere, and also cups. So cups are always in play as well. You could call this a cup as well. So again, that's kind of what we were seeing yesterday, what we're seeing today. Talked a little bit of some psychology stuff. Make sure your risk on these plays are small. Make sure you're going M and Q. You don't need to go NQ. There's no reason. You can take 3 to 5 M and Q on these types of plays. Take your couple, 30, 40 point move and call it. When you're taking NQ, 1, your emotions are a lot higher, and 2, you're just risking a lot, right? If you're playing prop firms like we are, you only have a $2,000 drawdown, right? And so $2,000 on a potential move with NQ, that's $2,000. It'll blow your account, and that's just too much. So be mindful of that. Again, make sure you subscribe and like if you do like these videos, if you find these helpful and you really want to kind of be a part of that community. Check out our Discord. It's in the description below, and I appreciate you checking this out. Have a good day.